Howdy y'all, Toolbag Channel here. This is my mess today. I'm working on a Ford 3.5 liter EcoBoost doing cam phasers because of course we are. Let's talk about how I spend a little bit of time up front to save a lot of time later on in the second half of the job when everything has to go back together. One of the biggest issues that I've had in the past is when I take stuff apart, I think I'm going to remember how it all goes back together, which bolt goes to what component, which bolt goes in which position. It's all just going to be in my brain, it's going to be fine. I'm freaking Mewtwo King. I'm Jimmy Aiken. I have infinite total recall of everything that I've ever looked at before, whatever your preferred reference of choice is. I'm not that. I'm not. No matter how many times I think I am, I always forget how the stuff goes, what bolt goes where. So this is what I do to make up for my mortal human failings in that regard. As I take the components off of the vehicle, I make a note. If there's no fasteners or if it's just nuts that go with the component, then it just gets a note. And the note goes in the order that everything comes apart. So this is a big old tangled mess of tubes and pipes and hoses. They're all tangled up together. They have to come apart in a certain order, so they go back together in a certain order. The pipes, if it's not clear, which is which, they get a little bit of masking tape and a label on it. If I follow this list backwards, I know I can get it back together. I'm not going to trip over myself because it came apart in this order. So if it came apart in this order, it can go back together in that order. I'm not going to trip over myself. The other thing is bolts. We have different bolts for different components and different bolts for the same component. Some long, some short. Here is what helps me with that. Look at the water outlet here. We've got a top, bottom, left, right, middle, and then these two bolts over here. This is what I've drawn here. Top, bottom, left, right, middle, the two over there. This tells me which bolt goes in which position so I don't get them mixed up. This is especially useful on big stuff like the timing cover. Look at that timing cover. A lot of bolts on there. This, besides being a weird alien four-eyed smiley face, tells me this bolt goes there, that bolt goes there, and so on for the whole thing. I'm not going to mix up any of that stuff. And not having to think about that, just go, go, go. That saves me a lot of time in the second half, which is really important on these big jobs where you're already struggling to beat the book when you account for cleanup time and all that kind of stuff. It's not fun. It's a lot of stress when you don't know what bolt goes where and what order everything goes in. So that's how I deal with that. This cuts down on my stress massively. Hopefully that helps somebody, but that is it for now. Y'all have a good one.